Hello everyone. Now we have come to the last part of this particular module, which is the last video on what are the applications and advantages of CRO. We have seen in the previous videos what is CRO, what are the different parts of CRO. We have seen all the parts in details. We have seen what is synchronization and blanking, and now we'll see what are the applications, uses and advantages of using CRO over other measuring instruments. So let us begin. In this video, we are going to learn the applications of CRO, which is measurement of DC voltage, measurement of AC voltage, measurement of unknown frequency, measurement of phase difference, and then what are the advantages of CRO. So CRO is basically a very multifunctional instrument. It is used to measure not only electrical parameters of the electrical signals, but we can also use them to measure the non-electrical parameters like temperature, pressure, stress, strain, etc. by first converting them into electrical equivalents by making use of transducer. So CRO has large number of applications. It can perform all measurements on the electrical signals and can find out all the electrical parameters like AC-DC voltages, AC-DC currents, frequencies, phase difference between two electrical signals. Every parameter of the electrical signal can be determined by making use of CRO. Along with the electrical parameters, we can also find out the non-electrical parameters like temperature, pressure, stress, strain. But first we need to convert all the non-electrical parameters into electrical equivalents by making use of transducer, since CRO is an electronic measuring instrument. So it's a multifunctional measuring instrument. It is the only measuring instrument which will give you everything. All the parameters of the electrical signals can be measured. So out of all these, we will be seeing how the different electrical parameters of the electrical signals can be measured, starting with the measurement of DC voltage. Now the voltage to be measured, the signal of which the DC voltage is to be measured is given to the Y plates. Because of that, there will be deflection in the beam of electron. The deflection from the starting point is measured by making use of the screen of CRT, which has several divisions. So consider one point as your 0, and from that point you measure what is the vertical deflection in the beam of electron in divisions, and that displacement is then written in centimeters. So after that, you find out what is the position of vertical amplifier in volts per division. Multiply these two and that will give you the applied voltage in volts. Then for AC voltage, obviously there will be a vertical line because the alternating voltage will make the electron go up and down. Again, we have to find out the deflection, that is a peak to peak distance, vertical distance of the display, and then multiply it with the position of the vertical amplifier, and that will give you nothing but the peak to peak voltage. Then for finding out the RMS value, we will divide the peak voltage by √2, and then for average we will multiply the peak voltage by 0.636. So peak to peak length is first find out, which is vertical peak to peak length. Then we multiply it with the position of the vertical amplifier in volts per division. That will give you peak to peak voltage. For peak voltage, we will divide the peak to peak voltage by 2, and then for RMS value, we will divide the peak voltage by √2, and average value for voltage, the peak value will be multiplied by 0.363. The trace on the screen of CRO is adjusted to the center, and the AC voltage under study is applied to Y plates. Peak to peak distance of the image on the screen, that is vertical peak to peak, is measured on multiplying it with the deflection factor in volts per division. We get the VPP, that is volts per voltage, that is peak to peak voltage. The RMS and the average values can be calculated by using the formulas. When it comes to frequency, the unknown frequency can be determined by two methods. The first method is called as the direct method, and the second method is called as the Lee-Sages figure method. In the direct method, the sinusoidal signal whose frequency is to be determined is given to the Y plates, and to the X plates we connect to the time-based circuit, which gives a sawtooth wave. Then we measure the peak to peak horizontal distance this time, that is the horizontal spread, and multiply it with the time-based sensitivity value in the time millisecond or microsecond per centimeter, and multiplying these two values we get the time period in seconds, and 1 by T will be the frequency. So this is the direct method. For Lee-Sages figure method, the signal whose frequency is to be determined, we give it to the Y plates, that will be the unknown frequency Fy, and to the X plates we give a signal, a AC wave, which is having known frequency 50 Hz, that is Fx, to the X plates. when two sine waves, that is the unknown frequency signal and the known frequency signal, are vibrating in the perpendicular planes, you will get the loops on the screen. Now number of loops depend on the frequency ratio. If the frequency ratio fx is to fy is 1:1, you get an ellipse on the screen. If the frequency ratio is, let us say, 2:1, you will get 2 loops across x and 1 across y. Similarly, the number of loops on the screen will be decided by the frequency ratio fx is to fy. After getting the loops on the screen, we have to find out the horizontal and vertical tangencies, and then use the formula Fy equals to Fx into LH, that is the number of points touching the horizontal tangent and the number of points touching the vertical tangent. The ratio of this multiplied with the frequency of the X signal, which is known to us, will give you the frequency of the unknown signal, that is Y. A signal of unknown frequency is applied to the vertical input and a voltage of known frequency is given to the horizontal input. By varying the frequency of known source, a stable loop pattern known as Lee-Suggest pattern is obtained. Number of points at which the loop touches the horizontal and vertical tangent is noted. LH and LV are the number of points touching the horizontal and vertical tangencies. Then the unknown frequency is calculated by using the below formula. For phase difference, again we are going to connect a second method for determining the phase difference. Two sine waves of the same frequency but different phase difference are connected to x and y respectively. You get since their frequency is same, the frequency ratio is 1:1, so you get an ellipse on the screen. Then you find out the values of minimum deflection and the maximum deflection, that is A and B, as you can see in the diagram. The Lee-Suggest pattern, namely ellipse, is obtained on the screen by measuring the lengths A and B of the elliptical pattern. The phase shift can be calculated as sine inverse of A by B. Now, these are some of the applications and uses of CRO. Let's see what are the advantages of CRO. Why would I prefer a CRO over other measuring instruments? The CRO is advantageous over other measuring instruments because of following advantages. It is a very accurate machine. Since it makes use of electron beams to calculate or to measure or to produce a display on the screen of CRO, electrons are very less in mass. They respond to even small changes in current and voltages. Therefore, the readings given by CRO very accurate. It shows the true shape of the waveform. It is the only measuring instrument which shows you the true shape of the waveform. No other measuring instrument will give you the true shape of the waveform. So you not only can perform measurements on the signal, you can also see the true shape of the signal, whether the signal is a sine wave, square wave or triangular wave or any other wave. It's a multifunctional instrument. It is the only single measuring instrument which can give you all the values, whether it's unknown frequency, AC-DC voltages, AC-DC currents or phase difference, or any other non-electrical parameter can also be measured. So it's a multifunctional instrument, it's accurate, it is the only measuring instrument which gives you the shape of the waveform, and this is the reason why we make use of CRO over other measuring instruments. So in this video, we saw what are the applications of CRO, the uses of CRO and what are its advantages. Thank you.